Looks like you've got one too.
I just had a fun idea. Do you want to make a Weasley sweater with me? I mean, it's okay, you might not have all of the supplies. I could always make it now, like we could do it together, but then you could do it later, but we could still hang out and have some fun while I make mine. I know the holidays can be a hard time, especially if you're alone. So maybe if you're having a hard time or feeling a bit lonely today, we could just spend some time together and have some fun making a Weasley sweater. I think it's important to try new things, and I've always wanted one of these, but I never wanted to spend the like 70, how much do they cost? I don't know how much they actually cost, but I'm a bit cheap and I didn't want to spend money on one, so we can just make it ourselves and it'll be that much better because we put the work into making it. So what do you say? Did you just say yes? I hope you just said yes. So what supplies do we need? Obviously a sweater. What do you think we should use for the letter? Should we use yarn or thread? Because I've seen it done both ways. In the movie, is it yarn? I feel like it's yarn. What do you think? I hope you just said yarn because that's what I'm thinking. I think we should do yarn. I assume there's a yarn needle. That's a thing, right? So we'll need one of those. And is that it? Sweater, yarn needle. Yeah, that's it, right? Oh, no, we need one of those hoops. Yes, you're right, we need one of those. And then I think we also need some way to trace the letter. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can find a letter online and print it out and then like trace it somehow on top of the sweater. That's what my mind is saying. You okay with that? I think that's what I'm gonna do. If you're making yours with me, if you have all the supplies, definitely do it however you want. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I don't have any of those things. I'm gonna run to the store and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think I got everything we need. Sweater, and then I got this gold acrylic yarn. I felt a lot of them. I wanted it to be really soft, and this one is so soft. It's like petting a little baby cow. And then I got this it's like so big, this ridiculously big hoop because they only had this one or a really small one. They didn't really give me an option. So that's definitely gonna work. We're just gonna have to make it work. And then I got a yarn needle and I got the plastic one instead of the metal one just because I always seem to hurt myself with needles or lay it down and then not see it and poke myself. So I was so happy to see that they had a plastic version. Okay, I've got all my supplies. Are you ready? I'm nervous. Oh, I need to make the letter. How could I forget? Now see, I'm really particular with font and I want it to look exactly like the same font as Ron's. Did a little bit of research and it looks like it might be similar to the Times New Roman font. So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. I think that'll work. All right, friend, I have got my letter. If we're doing this together, do you have yours? Are you set? Did you choose a font that you like? I really like this one, and I actually decided that I'm gonna do letter R because my name starts with D, but I just feel like D is not a very pretty letter. What do you think? It's just like it's like a awkward half circle, like a blob. We're just gonna pretend that, you know, my name starts with the letter R. So my plan is to maybe blow this up a little bit bigger and then just put a paper on here and trace it. Maybe if I like flip it this way too, so that it's taller and then I can trace it. That might just have to work, and then I'll put the paper here and trace it. I'm thinking more like that, but I feel like that's slightly too big. Half the time, no, more than half the time when I do DIYs, it just is total winging it, and this just usually what works for me. So I hope you're not laughing at me. I hope we're laughing together about DIYing and totally winging it together. finished cutting it out. It looks pretty good, I think. I thought though before we start we could have a little snack break. Do you like chocolate? Because it's my go-to, especially now that it's less than a week until Christmas. For me though, dark chocolate reminds me of Christmas time because growing up, my mom always made these really good sandwich shortbread cookies with a bunch of dark chocolate in the middle. And ever since then, dark chocolate just makes me think of the holidays. So I got these amazing, here, I'll show you a picture so you can actually see what they look like. I got these amazing dark chocolate covered peppermint Oreo type cookies from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you have a Trader Joe's where you live, but look at these babies. They're beautiful. So I thought maybe we could share one. Well, actually, okay, wait, COVID, we shouldn't share. You can just have your own and then I'll have my own. Here you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 10. Was it good? Or do you have something else that you're eating? I don't even know if I can finish this whole thing. Okay, let's get back to actually starting the sweater now. Gotta get all this stuff out of the way. I really need to not let my candles leak onto my coffee table. Ooh, I'm so excited. So I started by doing an outline of the R just so that I could kind of see what I was working with. I thought about using a pen or a pencil or even a Sharpie to draw on the sweater, but that made me way too nervous. So this seemed like the best option. And then after I'm done, I can just unthread it and it would just come out easily. So this is what I went with and it worked pretty well actually. I struggled a little bit in the beginning, but then I got used to it and I feel like I got a pretty decent outline. And then when I finished, I just tied off the ends and then I did the inside and did the same thing and just tied them off like a very loose knot in the end. So now that we've got the outline, it is time to truly begin. And I'll be honest, I absolutely had no idea what to do. I just started putting the needle through and seeing what I could do, and as you can see, it kind of just ended up looking like a bunch of ramen noodles, like absolute chaos. And that. And then you know what, friend? I realized I didn't even use the hoop that I bought. So then I finally did what I should have done in the beginning and put the hoop on the right way. And then I kind of got the hang of it. I started doing these V stitches and then I looked at my reference photo a lot and it just became a lot easier once I just kind of got a feel for what was working and what obviously wasn't working. So friend, if you're doing this with me, I recommend trying to replace the stitches that are already there by going over them. And I realized a great way to do this is by doing these V stitches. So you go in from the top, go down to the bottom, and then go in from the top again. As you can see right here, I come in from the top and then I go down and I just make this little V, and it seemed to cover the stitches really well and look a bit more uniform than the chaotic ramen noodle mess that I had before. And as you can see, I got rid of the outline. It was kind of distracting, so I just ended up looking at my reference photo and that worked really well. And then in the end, I just went through and filled in any of the gaps and it turned out really well. Okay, I finished. Are you ready for the reveal? Dun 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 dun. I think it turned out so well. What do you think? I mean, I definitely could have done better with the embroidery knitting stuff. I completely tore out the first hour that I spent on it because it was so bad, and it definitely I feel like I kind of got a hang of it, and I feel like it looks homemade, which is the goal, right? It looks like my grandma made it or something. It didn't turn out quite like his because his is a bit thinner, but I still really, really like it. I love how it turned out. So if you did it as well, I hope yours turned out amazing. I bet it did. If not, and you haven't done yours yet, but you're gonna do it in the future, definitely tag me if you post a picture on Instagram. I wanna see it because this was so fun and I wanna make more now. This did take hours. So if you have some time and you've always wanted a Weasley sweater, I mean, it really wasn't that hard. I hope you are doing well and that you had some fun hanging out with me. This was so much fun. I loved it. I will be taking either a week or two off just for Christmas and New Year, but I will be back in January. There might be another video up in December, we'll see. If not, I will see you in the new year. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. I hope you have an amazing day or night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you so much for being my friend and spending today with me. I'll see you later. Bye, friend.